What is up, y'all? What's up, Shannon? What's up, Sal Lion? How is everybody doing? Just thought we'd do a little coffee shop talk. I got some updates on the kitties. Have some coffee, chill out. I decided not to do the Rumble. I decided to just do the YouTube, Substack, and I thought I'd throw a little bit of a wholesomeness over onto X. The crazy place on X needs a little bit of kitty love. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. I don't expect a big crowd this time, but the Rumble isn't always so friendly or as friendly to the coffee shop talks. What is up, Marilyn and Jay Cox and Tammy R? Marilyn saying, there he is, Mr. Smooth, grooving with you, D. Yes, everybody likes that little jazz tune at the beginning. I often change up my intros and whatnot, but I really like that one. I think it sticks well for this coffee shop talk. Anyways, obviously I had this little picture that I'd created for this one right before I came on. I just wanted a big head, small body, and hanging out with all the kitties. And that's what it came up with. So it was just kind of fun. I thought I'd share that with you guys. But what is happening? This is Coffee Shop Talk number 36 live. And it is September 14th, 2025. And here we are. But I just wanted to share some kitty love with y'all, have some coffee, see what was going on. Yeah, let's do this. Morning. What's up, Carlton? Yep, I'll let a couple people roll in and just kind of chill here and have some coffee with y'all. I'm on my third cup, but they're small cups, come on. Small cups of coffee, a little Java, a little Yava. Let's get a little update on what's happening with the kitties. Some of the kittens are becoming cats right before my eyes. It's crazy how big some of these things are getting. So let's take a little look-see. And my mom makes these. She enjoys doing, she does like digital scrapbooking and stuff, but she's always messing with family photos. She does a lot of genealogy. Hopefully you guys can hear me all right, and if not, please let me know. Anyways, she likes making these little deals, and so you get a bunch of the pictures of the cats. Early in the morning before I wake up is usually when they all come up, and my mom and dad are throwing out their little tuna snacks, and yes, I got some updates on what I've been working on. I've alluded to it before, so if any of you remember, there has been a project that has been in the works, and I'm going to show you guys a little glimpse of that, even though it's not yet done. We're getting there. It hasn't begun yet. I'm not sure what that means, but I am live as far as I know. I hope I'm live. I'm not just talking into space. What is up? Yes, a lot of these coffee shop talks were meant to be just like a Substack thing, and then Substack and YouTube are pretty connected. So I started doing them there, and then every once in a while I'll throw them on for like a channel cleanse on the Rumble because I get a little crazy over there. And then why not do it over on X where it's nothing but PSYOP talk. Looks like there's a few viewers over on the X, but no one's speaking up. So anyways, what's up, Shelly? What's up, Kimberly? Yes, Marilyn, love it. Keep it. Tammy R saying good morning. So good morning to you, Tammy. I hope you guys are all well. Shelly saying, wow, I just got back from the coffee shop in town. Got an iced coffee. That's what I'm on. I'm on an iced coffee at this point. So I start off with the hot, and then I have my cold brews that I'd be rocking. But yes, I'm here to share some of these kitties. So you can take a little look at some of them. Some of them are hard to tell. There's a few that look similar. And then there's two orange ones. There was three, but there was a third orangie that when they were really small, it tended to wander off and just go do its own thing. I don't think that worked out too well for that cat, but maybe something else happened that I'm not too aware of. So anyways, this was on the 13th, and then this was this morning. And so you can kind of see up in the top small pictures, Peanut 2.0. We call that one Peanut 2.0 because it looks just like my sister's cat that they named Peanut. And then in the middle you got the little Callie, And then my mom has named the one on the top right Marble. Now, Marble looks like similar to the one that I was asking people what they wanted to name this other kitty. Well, my mom went ahead and named it, and she actually picked one of the names you guys picked out. So you're going to find out a little later in this what she decided and what it became. Or maybe that was in the last one. I'll show you some pictures or more pictures as we go, and I'll let you know. Yep, better get to the goods fast, as it won't last long. My mom loves making these things, and she does a pretty good job of all the pictures and framing them and stuff. But my dad makes these, like, we call them tuna snacks, and it's like made with tuna or whatnot. But they become kind of like, they're a little bit soft, but they're like also like, I don't know, they're not gooey or anything like that. They're almost like a cookie. And throw those out. These cats just freaking love those things. Why wouldn't they? Some of them are pretty picky though. They're well fed enough to where they can turn their nose up to things. Let's just say that. Even though they are still feral as can be, unfortunately. They come up and they get close, and I'll show you some things, but it's just unreal that these cats can't be more tame. Hello, I too am a catatonic. Yes! Bub's cat. I look after 35 cats inside, 20 or more outside. We're headed that way. You might have to give us some tricks of the trade. Even though, like, these are like straight up feral cats. It's like they feed off of each other's energy, and there's always a nervous cat, and it runs away or something happens and it freaks the rest of them out. They're all connected. It's like women on their period, man. It's like they all feel each other's energy, and there's always at least one or two that are way too skittish. I just wish there's a couple of them though that are getting closer. I'm going to show you that. And this is what is everything going on online. Everybody's covering it, and I don't want to cover it. I covered the whole Trump assassination thing, and what really came of that. The patsy went down. Trump doesn't care. I can't stand Trump anymore. That's just me. If you still support Trump, you're more than welcome to be here. I'm just saying, man, I'm done with that guy. That guy doesn't give a crap about anything except money. And they asked him about Charlie Kirk, and he just went on to talk about the big, beautiful ballroom that they're putting on the White House that is our tax money that none of us are ever going to get to enjoy. Anyways, what's up, Contemplative Rose? Yes. So Contemplative Rose was from the Divine Light Holy Council, formerly called the Courts of Heaven. And she says, happy to be following you. We have 2 cats in our house also. Awesome. Welcome, Contemplative Rose. Another one that came from the gene decode situation, and she knows. But we're not going to get into that today. We're going to talk about kitties, and we're going to drink some coffee, and we're just going to have a good time. They had done an episode on Charlie Kirk, and they pulled it, huh? Interesting. There's just so many weird things about that whole thing. Sometimes it really does feel like we are in a simulation already of some sorts where it's all designed. The male cats will probably wander off as they get older. The males seem to roam. They are free to roam. They are feral cats, but they're still in kitten mode where they all are sticking kind of close together. Probably keeps them safer. Like I said, that one orangie would always, and it was just tiny, and it was just always wandering off and doing its own thing. But there's foxes around here, and there's other situations where it's just like not a good choice. I know, right? We gotta work, and what we're leading to might allow us to be able to do that, but I hate having to cage them. A lot of them got caught up in the cages when the skunkies were getting caught, and there's still a couple skunkies around, but we sent 6 of them to Jesus. But some of these kitties would go get caught in those traps, and I think that kind of freaked them out too. So I don't know. It's still probably got to happen because I'll show you. Yeah, there is some weird stuff, that whole Valhalla thing. Yeah, I don't want to get into that thing. I know, I think Derek Johnson is going live at 1 o'clock today. I don't know if that's 1 o'clock Eastern or what. I'd have to look. I thought about on the Rumble doing like a show just watching his BS. Obviously, he's going to show that it's all fake and the white hats are masterfully doing a scripted movie and whatnot, which I think there is a lot of fakery going on with that whole thing, but I don't know. They could have sacrificed him for all I know and also added on elements of conspiracy so that people never know, just like 9/11, just like JFK, where there's never going to be an answer. So let's get to more kitties. This was yesterday when I was feeding them. So I put little piles, like I kind of separate them out and let them all, so they don't fight over it. Because if you just do like a bowl of food or something or a pile, they will just slap each other and fight and hiss. But the one on the far left that's eating, the biggest one that you can see on the screen there, that's Stripes. And he is a big kitty already. And then down below Stripes, that's looking right at the camera, is Monster. And I'm pretty sure Monster is a female. And she is the closest one to allowing me to pet her. And she gets really close sometimes, but not quite. And then up behind the cinder block that's kind of looking out, there are two small grays that are just tiny, tiny still, like from another batch. And then there's a little Callie that you can see on the far right of this picture. Now, little Callie is a little more, I wouldn't say aggressive. It's not a very aggressive cat, but it doesn't have any problem getting up in on the food. And the two grays kind of sit back all nervously, and they don't like go into the food and aren't willing to really fight for it, I guess. I've seen one of them do it, and they get feisty and whatnot once they get to their pile of food. But most of the time they wait and see what's left. And then that little one that's, I think, behind the cinder block, it's either that one, there's another one that looks similar to it. It comes up near the house a lot more scavenging. It's cute as can be. It's just a little bit cross-eyed, not to where it's like, aw, like too cross-eyed. It's cross-eyed to the point where it's just like really cute. And then you got Peanut to the right of Stripes. So if you look at just the food piles and the cats that are eating the food piles, the second one over with the white nose, that's Peanut 2.0. And then to the right of that one is the one that we were all going to name. And I had like 12 or 13 or 14 different names. And one of them was the one that my mom just happened to pick, which is kind of weird. But whoever put out Pearl, the name that was put out for that cat that someone said Pearl is the name my mom actually chose. And I don't think she knew anything about the list, which is kind of wild, right? What's up, Henry? Boom, please see the link I just posted. Oh boy, what do you got? Where did you post it? You're over on the YouTuber, but I don't see a link posted in there. Are you in the Telegram? What's up, Ophelia? Susan Loeb. More people have joined. And Shelly says, whether that Kirk thing was real or not, it's part of a psychological operations against all of us. If you just go on YouTube and Rumble and you just look at everybody's feeds, it's everybody's covering it. Everybody. And it's like, some of it's just like so ridiculous. But there are a couple things. What's up, Ryan? Ryan over on the X. Yep, we're just doing kitties and stuff like that, dude. But you should come back on and rock it on a show. But let me know. No pressure. But anyways, it's definitely a psychological operation, and they want us talking about it. And Ryan has been exposing some stuff on X. Ryan Sikorsky, I've had him on, one of the synergists and one of the guys that does a lot of research. The things that they're implementing when people are only focused on these psychological operations, that is, I think, why they do some of these things, and maybe to take some heat off of Trump, maybe to just give people a whole bunch of stuff to talk about, especially after that, which also people are calling out as fake, that stabbing on the subway of the black dude, or I think he was black, stabbed that beautiful young Ukrainian girl, and it seems that she was an actress, or what do they call that, where people do these freaking things. Anyways, like, that whole thing was set up to cause a race tension. It's just, looks like YouTube's not going to let me post it. Trial tomorrow at ICCJ. Top officials genocide. This is distraction. I think the Charlie Kirk thing's a distraction. Are my kitties a distraction? I am trying to just bring some humanity and some love, some purrs, and some freaking cute kittens into the mix for a cleanse of the internet. So, anyways, oh yeah, we're in the movie Wag the Dog. Wag the Dog, yes. So Henry, you're saying I'm a distraction? I'm just trying to have a little fun, bro. Like, I'm gonna cover some stuff maybe later on the Rumble. Like I said, I might do a video covering Derek Johnson, explaining all this stuff. But oh, Kevin Annette, please see Kevin Annette. I'll have to look that up. I have no idea about that. If you're not in the Telegram chat, you might join that so you can share this. I don't know why YouTube's not allowing you to share that link. Anyways, I don't want to get distracted because now I want to share. Okay, am I where I wanted to be? So I told people and anybody that cares about the kitties and all that kind of stuff. I told people that I am working on. My dad's mostly doing it because he's like the engineer, he's like the carpenter, he's like the jack of all trades. But we are building something, and now I'm going to, it's in my link tree. You'll find the Telegram chat. And if you go in there, we can chat about it. Check this out. So this is what we've been working on, and this is for the kitties. Boom! We're literally building like a small cat mansion next to the house. So what you're seeing from the left of this that I put together, I'm going to take the comments off the screen for a second so you can take a look at all of it. The top left one is the back side of it. And that little square on the bottom right in the dark brown outline, that's out there. There's going to be a kitty door there. And then the next picture you're seeing it obviously broadside. We've got like old windows that were taken out, and so there's windows on both sides. And then you're seeing a front view where this open area that doesn't have the windows, that's a little deck, and there's an updated photo where we're at on this right now that you'll get to see. And then obviously a picture from the other side. There's going to be some things added to that plank that doesn't have any steps on it. For them to go up, but they can get up the steps just fine. And then the bigger ones as they go, they can just jump right up there. But this thing is going to be so freaking awesome. But the thing is, there's so many of these kitties, and they're getting big already, that we'll see what happens. Yes, what's up, Crystal? Yes, and I want to get more of you synergists and stuff back on the channel. I want to chat about what we really should be talking about as opposed to these psyops and stuff like that. And then Henry, yes, head over to the Telegram chat. I don't even know anything about that trial. That might be interesting. Yeah, I remember of Wag the Dog. Wag the Dog had Woody Harrelson. I love Woody Harrelson, even though he's like his dad's CIA and was part of all kinds. I think his dad was involved in the JFK assassination. Dang it! White Men Can't Jump, though. I fell in love with Woody Harrelson when I was a kid. And then he's done a lot of amazing roles. If anybody watched the movie called 2012 where he's like just a hippie online, I told you all it was going to happen like this. And then he's standing there and the nuke hits and he's like, it's glorious right before the nuke's going to kill him. He's just like, he's loving it. And that's almost where I'm not saying like I want the world to get nuked, but at the same time, like, I resonate even more with Woody Harrelson's character in 2012, where the nuke is coming towards him, and he's like, it's so glorious, because it's finally like, it's just going to be over. Fuck this government. Fuck all these assholes and all these three-letter agencies. Like, it's ridiculous, man. Okay. You had to leave a link in the message on Telegram. Join the chat, man. Let's see if you got it. Nope. Yeah, you just got to join the chat, man. What else we got? Yes, and Hunger Games I think is coming up. I did a video like over a year ago on Hunger Games and Squid Games. If anybody hasn't seen Squid Games, it's kind of like the Japanese Chinese produced video of them doing like little just silly games, but to the death. And I think that's basically where we're freaking headed. The next Hunger Games is exclusively about Woody's character. Oh, anyways, or interesting. Hammett. Yeah, what is Hammett? I did like his character on Hunger Games as well, but it's Hunger Games. It's like written by a witch. Okay, so this is the Kitty Mansion, and that's where we are much farther along than that. And I've been waiting to share this with you guys, but just do a little progression here. There's this Spooks. So this is the main mama kitty. And she is tired of her kittens because she's like, I got you here. You're safe. You're in a good place with good humans. She also is close. She's not probably going to let us touch her, but she goes and rubs herself on things and starts meowing. And she likes it when I go out and just hang out with her, and I'll lay on the ground and she'll just kind of meow at me and we just kind of hang out. But she doesn't really want to be touched or anything like that, even though I'm pretty sure she like has these kids. Some of these cats have this instinct where they know that they want pets, but they won't allow themselves to get it. But yes, the Kitty Mansion. Oh yes, good call. Good correction there. Crystal says Squid Games is Korean. Definitely. I'm just a dumb white American. I know nothing. But yes, you guys are on it. You guys know Korean. But it was very well done, I'll say, as far as production value goes. I do appreciate good, well-produced things. However, the well-produced things are the ones they really want out there, right? But this is Spookies. And she is already enjoying the deck of the Kitty Mansion. So, all right, before I show you the update of the Kitty Mansion, let's look at a couple more videos, because like I'm saying, I'm trying so hard to get them to like let me pet them. If I can just get one to become lovey and allow me to pet, the other ones might be like, oh, what is that? That looks nice. That'd be really cool. And then we can start actually maybe domesticating some of these. But this is Monsta, and I'm pretty sure Monsta is a female. But she when I go down there, I'm like, kitty, 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 kitties. She comes and she's meowing, and she'll come right up to me and she'll lay near me. And then when she like starts to like think I'm too close or like she's too close, then she'll freak out. But anyways, let's check this out.
Did you want to say hi for the camera?
So she came and laid right next to me, and I just went down near where they're at by the shed. I was like, kitty, kitty, kitties. And she came right out, and she was meowing, and she wants loving so bad. I know it.
Hi, Monsty.
Hi, Grandma.
Hi.
Hey, Mitch. Yes, that's how you say it.
Yes. Yes. Hi for the camera.
She's got like just the prettiest color and speckled on the face. And someone said that she could be part Maine Coon. So there might be some Maine Coon in these kitties. I'm just learning about Maine Coons because of Sabrina Wallace's cat Bjorn, who has 6 toes on both front paws and 7 toes on both back paws. But this is Monsta. So instead of monster, like Monster, I'm going to name her Monsta, because this is the one that got into the engines. This is the one that I grabbed, and then her back legs came and like clawed the crap out of me, and I had to drop her. And then I was so scared for her, and I was like praying at night, like that she got back with her mom and everything. And then like my dad ended up grabbing her, and she screamed like a child, like a human child, I should say. Screamed like a human child. Like this thing was like freaking out, but kept getting up in the engines of the car. And I thought it was going to be traumatized and never want to have anything to do with us. And it is probably the one that's the closest to allowing us to pet.
Yes.
She's so cute. Okay. And then I want to get back to the old grease monkey.
He's getting braver. Getting braver.
So if you don't know and you haven't been paying attention, as like I usually share mostly kitty stuff on the coffee shop talks to get away from all the news and all the doom and gloom and all the everything. For the most part, every once in a while it creeps in because how can it not? But this is Grease Monkey, cute as can be, but the craziest of them all by far. And I make the joke that this cat spent a lot of time in the engine of my car, like literally lived in there for like months and months. Um, so cute. The most playful of them all gets himself in trouble. I even when there was a skunky down there, they all just kind of stay chill and the skunk's cool as long as like they get the heck out of the skunk's way. And yeah, there's some of the prettiest kitties I've ever seen. And this cat will like do the side run towards like with the back arched towards cats and try to get them to play. Well, it was doing that to a skunk, and I was like, "No, you're gonna get sprayed." And he was smart enough not to pounce or do anything stupid enough to get sprayed. But he spent a long time underneath my car, away from the group, and I was worried that he was going to be an outcast and he wasn't going to be accepted. Well, now he's fully integrated, but he's like the biggest pain in everyone's ass. And I have another story that I'll share with you in just a moment. But this is Grease Monkey, and I am not sure if it's a male or a female.
Come on, Grease Monkey. Come say hi. Get it.
He wouldn't quite go for it. I was trying to play with him and stuff. He gets pretty close to coming up every once in a while too. It's like he comes running up almost kind of like a silly dog would that's just kind of like wants to play, and then all of a sudden the last second he'll realize like, oh, human, I can't be here, and they just run away. He's so freaking funny. But on that note, here's another one. So this is Spooks in the front, which is the mama. I'm pretty sure Grease Monkey came from this one, but came from Spooks, but I'm not sure. But check. We'll watch this. Then I got another story. It's just ridiculous. Okay, now look. It's looking more and more like Spooks is pregnant again. Oh my gosh. And so what happens is there's some male cats around, and when I'm out hanging out with Spooks and she get all pissed off and she'll like start growling, and I look over and there's one of the male cats, and I think the male cats are like, taking advantage of her and then having sex with her, and she's sick of it. And she gets in fights with them. She had like a big old gash on her neck at one point, so she got into it pretty bad with one of them. But I'm pretty sure that she is pregnant again. But if you look in the back behind her, Grease Monkey is coming up closer to her.
Oh, what did you find? Oh, it's the good stuff. Tuna snacks.
So Spooks seems to not want anything to do with any of the kittens anymore. Not that she's like aggressive towards them. However, Grease Monkey was trying to play with her this morning, apparently. I didn't see it. I just got to hear about it. So this has been happening more and more, where Grease Monkey's one of the few that actually comes up by himself and will come and try to like be nice with Spooks, but he's always too playful and she doesn't want to be around that energy, it seems. Anyways, this morning, apparently, Grease Monkey did get too playful with Spooks, and Spooks ended up chasing him, whacking him, and chasing him across the lawn back towards the shed. Oh no! Henry's cat just pooped on his clean clothes. No, you don't want any of that going on. Let me check the Substack. I'm sorry, yours don't show up very much. But Marilyn's saying she's very pretty. I think you're talking about Monsta. Velvet's in the house. What's up? Ophelia's saying I saw Hunger Games, then quit watching movies about 8 years ago. Right? Because it was like Hunger Games is where they're headed. Shelly says my dog is barking at you, Booma, talking like that. I know. I get like the baby voice and stuff when I'm talking to animals because they just get so cute. And I do that with dogs a lot too, and then I mess with them because they get all excited. Marilyn saying, "Thanks, Steve, for this oasis you give us on Coffee Shop." That's what I'm hoping to do. Give people a break from like the craziness. This is not necessarily anything. We're not talking about anything like necessarily other than coffee and kitties right now. Noni Willow, welcome, and Thomas and Nancy, welcome, welcome, welcome. And then what's going on? What's up, Stacy, over on the X? I didn't even see you. And then Crystal's here, and then Grandma spread out the stream. But yes, we are just trying to do a little channel cleanse with this coffee shop. What are we? Coffee shop talk number 36. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. I'll put the comments back up on the screen as you guys put them out there. But yes, Grease Monkey got a little too playful for Spooks, and Spooks was not having it. So, now, drum roll. This is what we did yesterday. We got the roof completed on this. There's still a lot more to be done, especially the interior, and we are going to insulate it. But, boom! Here is where the cat mansion is. The coffee mansion. The coffee cat mansion. We got that tin roof on. That was a pain in the ass to a certain degree. My dad's got it painted, and obviously there's still a lot of work to do. If you look at the second picture over from the left, you can start to see how the railing and stuff has been put on the deck. So that will remain open, and there will be a door that's big enough for us as humans to walk into, but it'll also have a cat door in it. So they'll have 2 points on both the front and the back to get out of that thing because they're skittish, and if they need to get out, they get out. I also want, if you look at the third picture over from the left and you see that opening that's at the bottom, I guess second picture from the right, where you see the backside of it, I want to have a little deck out there too, or a little platform. So we're going to have a platform out there that they can kind of hang out on when the weather's nice enough, and then there'll be a kitty door, like a flap or whatever, so they can get in and out that side and the front. What is up, Cat? I am intuitive detective and spell breaker. What up? What is up? But this is kind of where we're at. This is the most updated version of it. So we should have it to the point where the roof is good and solid, and there'll be no moisture getting in. What's going to get interesting, because if Spooks is pregnant again, we got to figure out what we're going to do. And yes, we need to get some of the males at least fixed, and probably the females too, because there's some adult male cats going around. I think Spooks is done with them and pissed off because they take advantage of her when she's tired and keep impregnating her. It gets crazy. It gets crazy, but this is the most updated version of the kitty mansion, and I'm freaking super stoked to see and more of them. So we've been putting like some food up on the deck, and they are getting up there, finding it and hanging out, and Grease Monkey's walked through it and they've been checking it out. But once we get more of like the stuff on the interior and the weather starts getting cold, that's when I think that they'll start hopefully utilizing it and stay warm, because it'll be interesting. But it's just fun. Cats are fun. I grew up with cats. I do appreciate dogs a little bit more in some ways, but at the same time, I also love cats. We grew up with them, and so I got used to them. The one cat that only loved my mom, Buttons. I told some people in the Telegram chat, my mom had like this full body like snowsuit, and as a kid, I'd put the whole thing on, and then I'd put gloves on, because this cat didn't like anybody except my mom. But I always wanted to pet it. So I would sneak up to it, and it'd be hissing at me and stuff, and I'd get it, and I'd hold it, and I'd just pet it, and I'd be like, "I love you, kitty. Don't you just love pets? I love to pet the kitty." And it would claw and all that stuff, but it didn't hurt because I had the snowsuit on. In that cat's later years, it loved me, and I was there when it passed, and that cat lived to like 17 years old. So I didn't take any years from its life. And Cat says that she is a cat. Yes, I love cats. They're fun, and it's just kind of fun playing with them. Hiding around a corner and just kind of sneaking down, and then just be kind of walking, and then all of a sudden, kind of do this kind of thing at them, and then they're like getting all freaked out. They're just a fun species, and it's just silly watching them like chase their tail, and I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how the cat mansion works out, and if they start utilizing it. I think that more of them will as it gets colder, and then some of them are just getting bigger. And so we have the greenhouse down below. That's just kind of like a makeshift, like simple little greenhouse. But a lot of them are starting to sleep in there together and expand away from being underneath the shed, and they're just outgrowing it. And there's too many of them, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But good morning, Mama Calcat. There's so many cat lovers here. I love it. What is up, Real Colin Wise? Mr. Wise. In the house. So that's kind of all the pictures and stuff I had for you. But I'm willing to chat about whatever you guys got. Bring it on. Yes, Velvet saying Booma's Kitty City. Nancy's saying, wow, it's awesome. Lucky kitties. You are so kind. We're having some fun. What's up, Lee Fryer? Velvet saying, I had a cat that only loved the family. The goal of my son's friends were to be able to pet the cat. Yes, when the cat won't let you pet it and you want to pet it, it drives you nuts. If they were successful in touching her, the kids walked around like it was a badge of honor. Actually, it was. Exactly. And I'm not all about like declawing cats and stuff, but I get in some cases, I guess that's the case. But it was like my dad's cousin, I think we'd go and visit. When we go to visit family, we'd have to fly over to like the Pittsburgh area and stay with them a night before we drove over to West Virginia, where a lot of my dad's side of the family's from. And they had two beautiful soot colored cats, like the grayish, like soot colored kitties, and they were just big, fat, like house cats that didn't leave the house, but they were declawed, but they too wouldn't let you pet them. And so they never would get mad at us, but me and my sister, mostly me, because I'm ornery, and I love cats, I love animals. And these cats wouldn't want you to pet them, but they were declawed. So it was so much fun, like cornering them and then getting close to them and then reaching out. And I guess they could bite, but they never really tried to bite. They just hit you with their paws, and it was more like a punch. Like they were just like slap, slap, slap. But it was like they couldn't hurt you because they didn't have any claws. And so I would pet them, and they'd be like, just like, I'm just trying to love on you. But the way that I'd kind of hunt them down and stuff like that and screw with them while we were there, they probably didn't like that. But it was just part of the game, right? That's just part of the game. One of my sister's cat, Milo, which is like a freaking bobcat. He's actually so big that there's just a little bit of fear inside of me, even though he's like just a love like a love kitty. He's so big that he looks like a freaking bobcat. And it's a little bit intimidating just to look at him and have him around. But he keeps on killing baby bunnies or partially killing them, like, and bring them in the house. Like, it's like, stop killing. Yes, and Marilyn's saying, so nice of your dad to build this for the kitties. My dad builds so many things. He's, like I said, a jack of all trades. He's got that engineer mind. He's, he can do a little bit of everything, even if he has to do electrical and all that kind of stuff. It's like, I'll never live up to what he's been able to do in his life. This podcasting thing and trying to better the world and stuff is my hope, that I have like a little bit of something I could look back on and always be proud of, even though I'm kind of a nutcase and that's just the way it is. Wow. McNabb Machine Ranch Road. I have 10 plus cats around. Only ever had 2 calicos, which may be my favorite. Right. We have one there's a mama calico that shows out every once in a while. But we have that one calico. Let's see if I can find that one and bring it back up. Which one? I think The calico, yes. Okay. I'll bring that one back up. Yesterday eating. This calico is so pretty. And it's another one that kind of looks like it could. On the very far right there. That calico. And you can't... You can see it pretty good. I mean, monster on the very far left, down on the bottom in the grass. I don't know what you call that. That color combo is really amazing too. And then there was the which one is it? Is it this one? Not that one. The other one. This one, where you see on the top middle, you see a little bit more of the calico. Lots of white, orange, black, really cool color combination across the face and the ears, making it just so cute. I'll get some more pictures that I'll share with you guys. And then yes, there's two orangies, and you get to see one of them here. One of the orangies there. They're usually hanging out and they're playing yesterday together and getting a little feisty with one another. So we got two orangies and a bunch of grays, and like I said, the biggest one is the one that's on the left food pile, and that's Stripes. And for some reason, I don't know if it's just because Stripes has been like an animal when it comes to the food and just slaps everybody and makes sure to eat more than anybody else, but Stripes is the biggest kitty, and it'll be interesting to see just how big that cat gets. So that's kind of what I wanted to show. I just wanted to have a little bit of fun. Just show a little bit of the kitties. I'm thinking about maybe doing something on the Rumble a little bit later, but at the same time, I'm also trying to take a little break because, man, did that stretch of Sabrina, which is always awesome. I love having Sabrina on. And then we did Pamela, David Icke's ex-wife. If you haven't seen that one yet, go back and check it out. We have a little series there, so we're going to have a couple more with her. And then I did Mike Gill, which the Mike Gill one was one of the best I think that we've ever done. And with what's going on in the world, everybody should tune into that Mike Gill episode with the Sinaloa cartel bus and what's going on in the world right now. It's like, I just wish we could get, they control everything. They control the internet. They got this psyops and stuff going. But I really wish that we could get a little more traction and make a bigger difference. But yes, thank you. I've had some good podcasts recently. I feel I've done my best. I think we're going to have another one on that ML character that I made into a mermaid. I hear that he wasn't too happy about that. Of course. And I dare him to prove us wrong. What's up, Kylie? Thank you, Billy. But yes, there might be another part 2 of the Aquafarian Elias Melchizedek priestess ML. That guy is such a tool. And we were pretty kind overall to him in the sense of like we didn't go hard. We just challenged him to produce some proof that he actually raised money for veterans and helped veterans. And now he's claiming to be a veteran. And if he's not a veteran, then we're going to find out and get him for stolen valor. And then there's some other things in his past that we've been finding out. So look forward to maybe more of the Aquafarian merman stuff. And we'll see what happens. And then I want to get Alessandro back on. So if you look in the background of this picture, behind the kitties, you got like a little bit of the armor of the samurai. And then there's that creepy guy that looks like he should be in like the Willy Wonka chocolate factory with the Johnny Depp or whatever. But in the background, there's also some wolves. And it's because the background of this picture was taken from the Alessandro video. And I want to bring Alessandro on because I binge watched the first 12, and there's one more, I think it's 11 or 12 of the Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell. And he's got 2 more episodes that he's going to do on that. And he has the bombshell that's going to be crazy breaking news on the whole Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell murders. And I'm going to get together with him. We're in the talks of possibly releasing some of that on my channel and then over on his Total Disclosure. Yes, he has a paywall, but I think he's doing amazing work, and he's actually covering the things that should be covered. But because he's not part of any of these networks, he's covering a lot of the stuff that should be covered. And this Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell thing is one that hits home with me because I loved both those guys growing up, and it just drives me nuts that they get away with these murders nonstop. What's up, Patrice? Yes, take a break and take care of yourself so that you can continue your stellar work. Yes, and that's kind of where I'm at, like in between, like just kind of like taking a break and then also getting ready and gearing up for for the next round of podcasts. Because, like I said, when I have Alessandro on and he does this breaking news and he breaks something huge, I didn't realize how deep he got into this. They really attacked him for exposing the stuff that he did on the Chester Bennington, Chris Cornell, and that's just one part of his total disclosure. I have binged the first, I think it's 12, and there's a 13th episode that I need to watch, and then he has two more that he's in the works of making, but he's such a busy guy, it's having a hard time getting to it. Anyways, I binge watched those, and I've loved every single one of them. They're each about an hour long, and some of the stuff I had no idea about, like the Chester Bennington. They claimed that the dog murdered a chicken and a turtle, and there was blood strewn throughout the house, and they literally cleaned it up like that day after they removed the body. Like the ways that they've done this stuff, and we've seen it with many cases. I mean, the way that they did Anthony Bourdain and all these guys. And then always hanging, and then they end up having like broken ribs and all this kind of stuff. And it just continues to we just get gaslit. It's the same thing with this Charlie Kirk thing. Whatever's going on with that, if they really did sacrifice him, there's one thing. It seems like the majority of the people that are analyzing it from the conspiracy side believe that he is still alive. Now, they're obviously never bringing him back onto the stage as Charlie Kirk. Regardless, I don't know what to think. If he really died, then that's unfortunate. I was not a Charlie Kirk fan. Ben Shapiro apparently said that he's going to pick up the mantle and go to colleges and do these debates. And I'm just like, I just think it's horrible. I just like, do the discussions need to be had? Yes, in some ways. But what we really need to do is take down these damn universities. And Trump saved these universities. He's allowed 600,000 Chinese students to come in. And he was like, the reason because they would go under if they weren't allowed to come in. Good! Get rid of Harvard. Get rid of these freaking scumbag liberal colleges. Like, they're ruining the minds of our young people. So anyways, like Ben Shapiro's going to go and do this now. I can't stand Ben Shapiro. Anyways, I don't want this to turn into a rant. I appreciated you all being here. We shared some kitties. If you didn't catch the whole thing, go back and watch. You get to see the kitty mansion and the progress that we've made. We're going to work on the inside of that thing, but look forward to the podcast ahead. I'll make a decision as to whether or not I'm just going to chill out or I'm going to cover some of this stuff. I just don't want to really play into the Charlie Kirk stuff, even though it is tempting to want to cover what Derek Johnson's going to say, because Derek Johnson immediately jumped on the Trump thing because it doesn't jive with the white hat operation idea. And so they got to prove that it's not real and that it's just a movie. The thing is I don't know if it is real, and Israel. I don't know if anything of this stuff is real, because it seems like they might even be using Bluebeam and CGI and holograms and all kinds of stuff right in front of our faces and our eyes now. Like, we thought in this truther movement, when I was really sucked into it, that they would do an Operation Bluebeam where it was fake alien invasion. I think they might actually be using that technology to do all of this stuff now. We might actually be seeing it play out right now, where we can't tell what is real, and that's the point. And my worry is that it's going to slowly, like, as we can't tell what's real and AI becomes more realistic, and the internet you're incapable of finding truth at all anymore, is that we're slowly transitioning into some kind of simulation. I don't know. It's crazy. But until then, sometimes I will just disconnect from all of this, and I will go and hang out with these freaking kitties, because they don't know anything about any of that's going on, and they are a whole lot of fun to hang out with. So here we are, Coffee Shop Talk number 36 on September 14th, 2025. Just bringing a little bit of kitties and coffee and chatter, a little bit of world talk, but for the most part, just kind of hanging out, having a good time with you all. Like I said, if you want to chat about other things, you can join the Telegram chat. I am in there. Sometimes I take my breaks from that too, but I've been in there a little bit more, saying hi to everybody and chatting and being ornery. I'm ornery, so if you're in that chat and sometimes I say something and you're like, oh, that was so rude. I'm like, that's me. I mean, in text it looks different than it sounds maybe in a video. But I'm an ornery son of a gun, and I'll argue my points, even if I'm wrong, even if I'm proven wrong, and then I'll apologize. So come in, have some fun, have some chats, talk about whatever you guys want. I love you all, and I appreciate you being here. And I hope you do enjoy the rest of your Sunday, regardless of what you end up spending your time doing. And like I said, if you don't catch me on Rumble later, it's because I decided to hang out with the kitties and just chill for a little bit longer. And then we'll get back to work starting this next week. But thank you, Nancy. Thank you, Marilyn. Thank you, Velvet. Thank you, everybody on the Substack, YouTube, and over on the X. God bless you all. And I look forward to catching you, as always, on the next one. Peace.